If the Epstein files have taught us anything, it's that a shadow elite isn't just obsessed, they're addicted to the unthinkable, the meat of children. They hoard this depravity in their private circles. But that's no longer enough. They're engineering something far darker, a silent, systematic campaign to make the rest of us consume our own kind, without suspicion, without consent, without ever tasting the truth. And now, with the latest flood of documents pried open, buried emails surface from the abyss. Code words shattered, money trails exposed like veins, whistleblowers finally daring to speak, all threads pulling towards one grotesque revelation. The powerful aren't just abusing, they're grinding the evidence into the very things we eat. They call it yum-yum dinners, and they're determined to feed humanity its own horror, bite by hidden bite. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Evil doesn't hide in the dark forever. It leaves trails, digital footprints, damning words that scream from the page. Picture this, emails from 2010, unearthed from the depths of those infamous files. Not just any emails, a twisted game laid bare between Jeffrey Epstein and his circle of degenerates. We already knew about their fixation on jerky, code word for the unthinkable, child meat. Thousands of references litter the documents, thousands. In contexts that defies innocence. Girls instructed to walk the jerky straight to Jeffrey's door, cryogenically frozen jerky preserved like trophies from hell. Shipments of jerky dispatched to Israel for DNA testing. Why? What kind of monster tests meat for DNA? But hold on, because investigators just cracked another layer. A fresh code word, woven through the files like poison in a vein. Yum Yum parties. Take this 2010 email chain, innocently titled Last Night. Epstein and Hollywood insider Peggy Siegel, batting messages back and forth. She tells him it was great to see him, and that he looked sensational for a free Jew. That's right. She was messaging him just after his prison sentence, advising him how to reintegrate into society as a convicted paedophile. But here is where the emails get even darker. Epstein and Siegel were plotting their next yum-yum gathering, and they were obsessed, absolutely fixated, on inviting non-Jews. It will be easier to get smart goyim on those nights because no one plans major social events, Siegel wrote to Epstein. Why? Why the determination to feed non-Jews? Because the menu at Yum Yum parties was darker than you can stomach. They served up that jerky to the unwitting, to outsiders, slipping human remains into the feast without knowledge and without consent. Yes, really, this isn't speculation. When you understand the code words, it's there in black and white.
Going into specifically just based on what this is, I don't know.
It's a code
the
word.
Context is
it has to be a code word. Nobody
it's
talks about jerky like this.
Weird. Yeah, it's a code word and it's weird, but either which way.
We have beef jerky in the studio, okay? So, like, you know, Klein and I know, I've never spoken to my team or anything. There's no correspondence to me talking about jerky this obsessively. There's hundreds of emails about jerky.
It's a code word, and some of those emails were sent by women.
A ritual of deception hiding in plain sight among the elites, feeding humanity their horrors, one dinner party at a time. For decades, the elite have made it clear. They see us as cattle, not souls. And now, we're beginning to understand what that truly means. Because it wasn't just on Epstein's dinner tables where the elite attempted to force-feed human meat to unsuspecting people. There's a push to turn all of us into involuntary cannibals. They're feeding us human remains without consent.
In the Epstein files, there was some things said about McDonald's, bro. And it's really, really disturbing. Jeffrey Epstein was writing an email explaining how a certain group of people, they tricked the into eating human flesh. McDonald's has ties to hospital. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Ronald McDonald Hospital.
Yeah.
Where's the farms?
That's a good question.
They did the math. There's like the amount of burgers that McDonald's produces, there's not enough cows. So where does it come from? The meat that's in...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so,
Gavin.
no, I just
got it.
If they have like connects to a hospital. But obviously this is just all alleged.
Wait.
But it's in the Epstein
That
files.
was in the files? That was in the files?
Epstein files.
It isn't just dangerous and grotesque, it's calculated descent into barbarism, one meal at a time. Now they've taken the next step. And they're pumping human remains and feces into our food and water supplies.
Selling bodies and body parts, a trial set to begin in just months. And tonight, new grisly details of what the FBI says really happened.
Court documents, the Biological Resource Center was essentially running a chop shop for human body parts, mixing, matching, and selling them in ways we'd never heard of until tonight.
One FBI agent revealing what it was really like inside the Phoenix body donation facility, from buckets of heads, arms, and legs to coolers filled with severed pieces when the FBI raided the building. He even spotted a smaller head sewn onto a larger torso in a, quote, Frankenstein manner. The limbs, according to that agent, with no apparent identification.
It gets worse. This was not a one-off. It's part of a much wider operation. Next phase of the elite's plan to denigrate the human race. It gets even worse when you understand the FBI uncovered a shocking scandal involving human remains allegedly found at a Detroit business linked to McDonald's. It gets even worse still when you understand the human remains were the remains of young children. We have the details the mainstream media have been ordered to cover up, coming up next. I was doing some research online the other day and stumbled on a video from Chuck Norris. Yeah, the Chuck Norris. The guy is 85, but says he feels 50 and still kicking ass. I was skeptical at first, but once I watched the video, I realised the secrets he's spilling are ridiculously simple and completely hidden from the public. It shocked me. He's dodging 3 toxic foods the system shoves down our throats. Stuff that wrecks our bodies as we age. Big Pharma really doesn't want you to hear about this. I tried it myself, and I'm feeling sharp already. Chuck Norris is giving the information away for free in a no bullshit video. Visit chuckdefense.com/TPV, links below. That's chuckdefense.com/TPV. Watch it now, or stay suckered by their lies. McDonald's, the world's largest fast food empire, feeding billions under the grin of a clown mascot. But the joke? It's been on us from the start. Look at Ronald McDonald. Those exaggerated red lips and nose. Not just makeup. They scream blood, symbolising the devouring of human flesh. He's the most famous member of the Red Shoe Club, a nod to elite rituals. Just like Pennywise from It, or the Joker from Batman. Clowns that embody cannibalism, hiding the darkest human sacrifices in plain sight. This ties into the revelation of the method. The powerful must reveal their horrors openly. When we see it, in ads, movie symbols, and do nothing, that's our silent consent. They've got permission to keep going. The Big Mac isn't just a burger, it's a message. And we've been swallowing it whole.
I'm just gonna show you a compilation of people finding weird things in their food, right? Somebody found like a tooth.
Went to McDonald's.
Look.
I got 2 teeth on the bag. There's a laughing. Oh, hell.
My McDonald's burger, it looks like it's a tooth.
Or part of a tooth.
This sandwich tastes so young and impudent.
It's no wonder the CEO keeps making excuses to avoid swallowing a single mouthful of his own product.
I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So first of all, let's try to get this thing, I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch.
Perhaps he was thinking about the time the FBI found human remains at a Detroit business linked to a McDonald's supply chain.
And Jim, is this part of that investigation? Is that winding down at all yet?
It is indeed, Jeff. Take a live look behind me. This is what's left of the FBI evidence recovery team inside this car. And take a look at this vehicle. We believe this is the owner of the business just returning to take back possession of his business. More on that in a second. But take a look. Another busy day out here on Detroit's east side, just down the road from City Airport. Sources say they have removed several boxes of what is believed to be human remains. Sources say many people. This was a big operation. And get this, inside this business, a saw used to cut up bodies, it is believed. All taken away as evidence to the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office, where it will be tested.
Are we just at the tip of the iceberg on this investigation, you think?
Could very well, and we're not clear on how long it's going to take to do the testing of what is believed human remains. But get this, you had a death in your family, you thought there was a burial or a cremation, and then you find out the body ended up here. Shocking, to say the least.
Certainly so. A lot of questions remain tonight, Jim. Thank you.
Where did the bodies come from? 20 years ago, Rabbi Finkelstein of New York admitted distributing children's bodies to McDonald's.
And, I know you know because I've heard it on your show before. I mean, we steal 100 to 300,000 children a year just here in this country. And we drain the blood and we mix it with the Passover bread. And then we throw the bodies into the slaughterhouses that we own. And we grind up all the bodies in the sausage and the hamburger. McDonald's is one of our favorite outlets. And the people, they eat it for breakfast. They eat their children for lunch. And, us Jews, we gotta do what we do. The most important thing to remember between you, Pastor Wickstrom, and me, Rabbi A.B. Finkelstein of New York, that we both have two fathers, and so that's why we look at the world in two different ways.
And we know that there's a massive collision that's going to take place between two forces, don't we?
Well, that's what your book says. Our book says that we're going to take over the world.
Revelation of the method isn't a theory anymore, it's their final arrogance. They show us the horror in plain sight because they believe we're too weak, too distracted, too consenting to stop them. But the clock is ticking. The exposures are accelerating. The fall of the cabal has begun. And when the last curtain drops, when the full scope of what they've fed us, what they've done to our children, and what they're planning for our future is laid bare, there'll be no more implied consent, only reckoning. Until then, if you're researching dangerous topics, you've got to protect yourself. VPNs were supposed to be our shield, but the world's leading VPNs have been infiltrated and compromised from the inside. Did you know the WEF control Proton? No wonder they're selling out their customers to the feds. And Israel have infiltrated and compromised NordPIA, Surfshark, and countless others. If you're using these VPNs, cancel your subscription right now. You're under attack. In 2026, real protection exists. VP.net. Built from scratch in 2025 to be verifiable and unbreakable. Every connection is shielded by mathematically provable cryptography. No logs, no data, nothing for governments to seize. Check them out at vp.net/TPV. They're legit. And your subscription funds the world's first open source audited privacy network, powered by people, not corporations. Join the movement at vp.net/TPV.